Hey everybody, Laura with Jot and Tittle Vintage Typewriters, and I think it's been a while since I have done a video on an Olympia SM3, so I thought I would do a new one. Besides, I love the color of this. Honestly, I don't know if this is the real, this is the original color, but I don't know if this is what it looked like when it came off the manufacturing line, because there are a lot of green Olympias out there. But this one is a lighter green, more of a pear color. It's really pretty. So I don't know if this just has faded over time from the more of the darker green that is out there, or if this was intentionally a light green. But whatever it is, this one is beautiful. I love the color. SM3, it doesn't have the key set tabulators. The tabs are on the back, which I'll show you that here in a moment. And I had just finished doing a demo video on this and was sharing that this is something that's going to be excellent for writers. And so I kind of wanted to have that flavor for this particular video that I'm doing for you. Olympias are very popular among writers, and I'm going to kind of lift this up so you can kind of see the keys. I personally don't use Olympias. I don't have them in my personal collection for one reason only. My hands are too small. So even in this demo video, I skipped a few letters because I just, my fingers aren't strong enough or long enough to hit them all the way down. However, I was still able to type very well on that. And this one, like, I am currently writing a book on a typewriter. I use something that I can have a lighter touch on because I have 10-year-old hands. That's just me. But if my fingers were a little bit longer, or even not, I mean, this one types so well, I would probably even go ahead and work on this one for writing a book, because it feels like you're typing on a cloud. I don't know how else to say it, or butter. Just the Olympias, the carriages just like float, and the keys are just so smooth, and there's no, you don't feel any hesitancy or grinding or anything like that. And so it's just so easy to get into a groove when you're using an Olympia that's in really good condition. So sorry, I had to take care of my dog barking. But anyway, so I wanted to just say, I think Olympias, if you are looking for something to actually write a book on or a longer project, I think you'll be really happy with an Olympia. I personally, all Olympias are great. The 8 and 9s have a totally different body style. I love these older body styles. This is the SM3, and one of the earlier body SM series. And like I said, the key set tabulator is in the back. And let's just let's take a look at it. And so if you want to continue this video, what I'm going to do is just go and kind of do a tutorial. And otherwise, thanks for watching. But let's go ahead and let me take out the paper so you can see the font on this. And you might see some skipped spots. I tried to go back and fill them in. But it looks really good. It's nice and clean. This one is a 10 CPI on it. It's just a clean, simple font. Now, some writers like a smaller font, and so you'll just have to look and see what you prefer. But on this one, let's start with the back. As I said, the the tabulator is on the back, meaning if you use tabs, which I don't, but you press and drag, and that's the tabs here. And the nice thing about these, they're attached so you don't lose them. There's 6 of them, and you just set them as you like. For your margins, you just squeeze and put them wherever you need for your paper. And then this is a paper guide, which is really important when you're typing a book, because you want to make sure that your margins, when you put your pages all together, the margins are all lined up. Even though your margins are set here, if you place your paper in a slightly more to the left or to the right, your margins aren't going to line up. So that's where the paper guide comes in handy. And so I find that almost all of these are kind of sticky, but you can slide them back and forth. There's a button right here on the left side, and if you press that, that is your paper holder, and this extends out. I also find it useful because I type on long sheets. I mean, I think they're like 8.5 by 14 or something like that. They're longer sheets, and I don't like them falling over, so I like to keep them propped up. And so I do use my paper guide. Okay. So this is your carriage release. And then on the left side is your line selector. So when you hit the return handle, you can do single, double, triple. When I write a book, I do double line because I need space to write notes in between the lines and edits and stuff like that. But, you know, to each your own. And then what is this one? So this one is like your carriage, the roller release, the platen release. So variable spacing. So when you turn the handles, you can hear it clicking. Sometimes you want to line things up, like I'm typing a book right now, and I'll finish one day in the middle of the page and take it out. The next day I'll put it back in, and when you put it in, it rarely lines up just right. So that's where the variable spacing comes in. You just press down on that. You hear it's not clicking anymore. That way you can kind of put your page, line it up exactly where you want, and then just make sure you re-engage. Okay, so I'm going to move the carriage over to the left before I open the top, because keep in mind your handle is right over your cover, and a lot of times there is like a millimeter of clearance there. There's like hardly any clearance, which a lot of times on typewriters you'll see scratches right here, and that's from the handle. So you always want to make sure that your cover is down fully. You can open it up, and sometimes people will just do that, but you got to press it down till it clicks. Make sure it's down all the way. And then when you want to open it, just grab it in the middle, pull it up, and inside you'll see the ribbon. My husband's put in some metal spools on this one. You can use plastic universal ribbons. If you have your original ribbons and you spools and you want new ribbon on it, we have an option on our website. If you go to under ribbons, go to custom ribbon option. I'll try to put a link in the description for you. And what you do is you send us your spools. We'll put fresh ribbon on it and send it back to you. All right, this is your tension selector. So that just determines how hard these type bars are going to strike your paper. For example, I have a light hand, so my setting will be different than my husband's hand, who has a very heavy hand. And so we would choose different settings for that. I'm going to close this. And this is your carriage lock. So when you're not using it or transporting it or whatever, lift that up. You'll want to center your carriage. There you go. And lift that up, and then you just kind of tap it into place, and it's locked. So like I can't move that. So if you do purchase an Olympia and you're like, why is my carriage not moving? You might want to try your carriage lock. Unlock that, and now voila. Okay. Let's go ahead and load that paper again, and let me show you a few things down here. It should load pretty easily. And there's your bell. You should hear your bell. And what was I going to share with you? I forgot. Oh, here's your tab. So you can tab over. You have backspace right here. Backspace does not erase, it just backspaces. And then your color selector. So right now it's on red. The very top is black, and the middle is white. The middle is a stencil setting. You're not going to use it. And if it's on the white, it's not going to type. You're going to be like, why isn't it typing? Because if you notice the the vibrator here, the ribbon isn't going up, so it's not engaging with the type bars. The type bar is striking the paper, but there's no ribbon, inked ribbon there for it to make an impression. So if you're typing along and it's not typing right, there's two things that you need to check. Your color selector, make sure it's firmly on black or red, and the other is try reversing the direction of your ribbon. So let me open up this cover and show you. These double barrels right here, this is your ribbon reversal, and it doesn't matter which side, you just kind of push it back and forth. So it's going this way right now, and now it's going to go this way. And that's how you reverse your ribbon, because the ink in this ribbon is going to last you like a really long time. You just have to go back and forth when you get to the end of the spool and go, and then reverse the direction until you use up all the ink in that ribbon. All right, so that's the basics for how to use the Olympia SM3, along with my opinion on what it's good for. So if you're a writer or you're buying for a writer and you're wondering what typewriter to get them, honestly, you can make any typewriter work, but there are some that are better than others for extended writing, and I think the Olympias, the SM series, are one of those that are really excellent for writers. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe. We appreciate you so much. You have a blessed day.